Hi there. I was watching TV last night and saw a pretty cool effect where there's some objects that appeared to be morphing and coming up through the ground and then into full display. And I thought that'd be a kind of a cool effect in e-learning, and so I thought I'd try it in PowerPoint and see what I could do here. And here's the effect. So it's just a stop sign in this case in a photograph that appear to be coming in through the bottom map. And I thought this would be great for section breaks or introductions to exercises. Let me show you another example. Here it is, the map's larger, and this would be your learning roadmap. So basically you've finished an exercise, so let's stop, let's talk about your journey, where you are before you continue on. And another example would be potentially stopping, let's stop first before you follow this path and think about what you need to do. Something along that line. So the stop sign is coming in through the pavement in this case, and you can see that still a shadow is following as well. So there's a number of uses for this. You could potentially use this for step-by-step information, for visual display of menu choices, that kind of thing too. So let me show you how I did this in PowerPoint. It's pretty simple. You need to have a background image. In this case, it's a three-dimensional image that I've brought in, and it's a PNG file. You do want to make sure you're working with a graphic file when you're doing this, not a rectangle or an object from PowerPoint. And then you need a couple of objects that are going to pop through, one or two or whatever, that will pop through the base layer. And then you need to animate those. So you can see with a photograph, what I've done here is I've added a motion path animation. It's just a line animation that's coming up from the bottom, and then an appear animation. And you need this because if you don't put the appear animation in, then what will happen is that photograph will blink very quickly first before it animates in. And to prevent that little blink, you want to say appear at the same time it animates, and that's achieved by adding the appear animation in. So what I'm going to do is in PowerPoint 2010, under the animation menu, there's the animation painter. All I'm going to do is just select the photograph, click Animation Painter, and apply that to my stop sign. And by doing that, the stop sign now has taken on the same animation characteristics. I want to also make sure my stop sign is coming in first in the display order. Now I also, too, in this case, want the stop sign to animate in, to make sure, I'm going to just elongate this motion path. I want to make sure that the top of the stop sign doesn't show up at all. In other words, it needs to animate in a lower, because it's a taller object than the photograph, and so basically it's completely concealed, and then it comes up through the base layer. So you do that by just stretching out that motion path. So let me just play this back, and you can see the stop sign comes in, and the photograph does, except it doesn't look like it's actually punching through that bottom object at all. To create the illusion that it is, all you need to do is just duplicate that bottom object, and then you want to select both the bottom object and the new copy, and use your align command just to align it precisely. So I'm just going to go align left and align bottom, and now they're both aligned precisely, and move the bottom one down so I can just kind of play around and move it a little bit, both objects. And then with the duplicated copy that's now sitting on the top, the very top layer, you just want to grab your cropping tool and crop that down so that it's cropped to the bottom of the objects that are coming in. So the bottom of the stop sign and the bottom of the photograph. And by doing that, if you just play it back, you can see it's now cutting through that bottom layer, and creating the illusion that it's popping through it. Now the problem is that you can also see it, the objects are coming in down here, but that's a quick little fix. All you need to do is just grab your rectangle tool, and then you just want to draw a rectangle along the bottom, and long enough and deep enough to conceal the height of these two objects. And then you just want to blend it into the background. So just fill it with the same color as the background, and if it's an outline or has an outline, make sure the outline's the same color. And once you do that, when you play it back, you can see that the objects pop in and the effect is created. Now with the second example, it's very similar, except you don't need the little piece below. Because this base object that the stop sign is actually popping through, it takes up basically the whole screen. So all you need is the base object and the cropped cover top part, and when you play that back, it creates the effect. And the last one I showed you, you do actually need that conceal piece because it's all contained within a frame. So the little conceal piece is right there. If I turn that conceal off and play it back, you can see the stop sign. So you do need to have the conceal on. Okay, hope you find that helpful. Thanks.